I have questions for those on YouTube. Um, so normally I'm told not to have caffeine. That's acceptable. I understand. Um, I don't want my heart rate getting higher than it needs to. And the last couple days, I have needed caffeine to stay awake. I finished my exams a mere 2 hours ago. I am done for the semester, and I haven't slept in the last 48 hours. I am so tired. But my friend, if the cardiologist knew, he'd have my head. But that's okay. But my question is, because I know most people who have high heart rates take beta blockers. I can't. But I've noticed my heart rate is a little lower than it should be since I've had caffeine. Um, so I don't know, like, has that happened to anyone else, or is just maybe I'm starting a slow episode again or something? I don't know. I was talking to my cardiologist. He, the one I like in the town, not his evil nurse practitioner. Um, but he got my records from Baptist and the other cardiologist I see. And it was more so the records from when I was in the hospital in August. And they had done a bunch of tests down there. They had done a stress test, which was like my third stress test in like 4 months. And another echo or an ultrasound of my heart, um, which I thought was bizarre since I had one like a year prior. Um, but he's going to make me do it again. I don't understand. This will be the third one. What can change? Um, we know I have a PFO. Got a small hole in my heart. We're okay with that. Um, too small to worry about. They say maybe if they said if I have more problems, especially in the future, I might have to get it closed. But right now, not a big deal. Um, I have a murmur due to it, but it doesn't really affect me. Um, and it's actually really funny because half the time doctors are like, you don't have a murmur. And then they're like, has anyone told you you have a murmur? Yeah. Can we just have like normal every time I go to the doctor the same thing happens? No. So apparently the records that they had given had shown something that the first one had shown besides the PFO. They say I have a hypermobile atrial septum. So the wall between my atriums of the upper chambers of my heart is a little more flexible than it should be. But it's kind of those, borderline. It's not necessarily bad, but it's not necessarily good, so they don't really know what to do with it. But I don't care. It's not bothering me. Which is really funny that that's, my heart can be hypermobile. I am not. Used to be. I can pop a thumb out of joint, pop a shoulder out of joint. Otherwise, I don't flex. So, the echo that was done. Sorry, I'm moving along. I'm trying not to yeah. But it had shown that like it was a little more hypermobile than the time before. So I think he just wants to check that. But I was wondering if anyone else has been told that because I thought it was interesting. Um, I was just like, whatever. They called me while I'm like Monday morning, yesterday morning. Wait, today is Wednesday, May 4th. So it was Monday morning. And I was freaking out for school, so I didn't really care what the doctor had to say. Yeah, not what I cared about. But yeah. Ooh, that was weird. Anyway, so yeah, those were my 2 questions, posse related. I'm sitting in a weird room in my. Sorry, I'm leaning against like a 6-foot frog. He's my buddy. I love my buddy. Yeah. So, I also want to share some of the amazing, amazing things that God has done for me in the last couple days. Especially being completely stressed out with school. This has been one of my worst semesters, and I've missed so many days that at one point we didn't think I was going to finish the semester, which for me is really heartbreaking because it was a repeat of last summer's never finishing anything. And earlier in the semester, I actually finished one of my summer classes. So I was determined to finish the semester. And last Thursday was reading day, and I had decided that I wasn't going to go to the doctor for fluids. That I was okay. I could do it. I just had a lot of schoolwork to do, and I know I should have probably focused more on my health, but I was freaking out over schoolwork. I'm not gonna kid you. I had more due in the 5 days of exams than I had all semester. And so Wednesday, I get an email. Yeah, it was Wednesday morning. From the person I see on campus, and she was just like, I'm going to be here the evening shift. This is when my lunch is, and she was like, and I'll be here at first thing in the morning tomorrow. She was just like, come in early. We're going to do fluids. Or, come in now. We're going to do fluids. It depended on, she said, either way. And I was just like, I'm going to say God wants that. If that's, yeah. So, I went Thursday, and I got fluids. And I cannot express how wonderful I felt. Not even half the first bag of D5.5. Pretty sure that's what it was. At this point, I don't know anymore. And it felt amazing. Granted, I was up all night. Well, not really all night. I had been on campus at 3:30 that morning. 3:30 a.m. for a group project. I was not a happy camper. But I was at the doctor's office at 9 a.m. to get fluids. So by that point, I had already been up about 6.5 hours. And it was 9 a.m. I was not happy. I ended up falling asleep, sitting up, doing schoolwork while getting my fluids. But by the end of the, 3 bags, I felt beyond amazing. Yeah. And I really think that God knew I needed those. And that without them, without them, I would not have made it till today. In all honesty. And, Friday I was able to get up and go to school. Well, not school, but, go to the library and do work. And I was there Saturday. And Saturday was crazy. And I even went Thursday night and Friday night and worked at the hospital. I kind of paid for that when I didn't want to get up Saturday morning. But I did anyway. And Saturday night, I slept 14 hours. I was just like, I can't. I need sleep. But I would not. I went to the library Sunday. I didn't get home until 11 o'clock at night. 11 p.m. I always Had Panera Bread at 7 a.m. I went to the library at 12. No, 12:30. So at Panera from 7 to 12:30. The library from 12:30 to like 10:30. And I took the bus home. And then I was there at 7 a.m. Monday morning. And I literally have been there. I would not have made it. There was a lot of people looking out for me. A lot of friends kept checking on me. Had a couple people bringing me food, which was really nice. And a lot of encouraging words. And I really think that helped a lot. I was actually sitting. I had to go back to the doctor yesterday to pick up a prescription. And they're all really, really nice. They all know me, of course. But like that afternoon, it was a couple hours later, I was waiting on the bus. I had to come home and change and get food because I was tired of campus food. And one of the ladies came up to me as I was sitting there waiting for the bus, reciting over and over. I felt like a broken record. My lines for a skit I had to do this morning. And she ended up coming up and giving me a hug and told me, "This too shall pass." And I thought that was really, really sweet. And I really needed that hug right then. And I really needed to hear that. And I have had a couple people telling me that over and over again the last couple days. And it has helped so much. And I think God has placed such amazing people in my life to help me in times like these. Especially when I'm pushing myself harder than I should. And so it was a great way to end the semester. It was funny. I had great group members, and I even passed all my classes with the highest grades that I've had in a couple semesters. So I know God was looking out for me, and He knew I was going to finish. And yesterday, when I went to pick up my prescription, even the clinician was just like, "You finished! So excited for you!" And I'm like, I'm so excited for myself. So yeah, that's kind of how things are going. I hate when it doesn't. But yeah, so my random questions are, does caffeine ever lower your heart rate, or is it just me? And have you ever been told you have a hypermobile atrial septum? Sounds much. I can't even find much on the internet about it, ironically, because I decided to look it up instead of studying. Yep. Oh, I have another question. I have a roommate. Wow, lighting's really bad over here by the light. By the window. Maybe I'll come away from the window. And I need help naming it. What should I name my roommate? I don't know if I want a girl's name or a guy's name. What do you think? Any suggestions? It was part of our skit. And now I have a roommate who doesn't realize there's a no dying rule. And its time is limited. Poor plant. Doesn't know what's coming. So, I am going to go to bed now. Because, well, I'm tired. And I'm hoping to catch up on my sleep since I'm working tomorrow night. At least going to try. Might not work so well for me. I hope everyone's doing well. And remember, no matter what's happening, this too shall pass.